My name is Sibelle Yuksek, and I currently reside in Richmond, Virginia. I'm from Virginia Beach and grew up there for the most part. And once I came to VCU, I majored in communication arts and then found another major, and that ended up being glasswork. So I am currently graduated from VCU as of December 2012, and I'm currently still working in the studio and trying to make ends meet as an artist. I'm mainly focused on glass casting, which is the technique that I use for my fine art work. And then on the side, I do flame working, which is, manipulating rods of glass into a torch and then creating objects from there. And that's where I make my jewelry work. It's a very, very intense process. So you start out with clay or wax, and you make an object from that. And if you look at that object, that is exactly what you're going to get in glass. So when I start making an object, I look at the angles and see how glass could flow into it from the opposite side. So it gets a little bit complicated, but once you handle the technique, it works out. So the process of casting glass is a very intense and multiple step oriented process. So you start out with either a clay object or a wax object that you manipulate yourself. And if you look at that object, that's exactly what you'll get in glass. So basically, I mostly work in wax because, you can, basically when I explain this to you, you'll understand why. So in wax, you make an object, and then you look at that, and you apply this refractory materials, plaster, silica mix. It's like an equal mix. And along with that, you'll create a mold around your wax object, also using fiberglass. Because when you think about it, in order to melt glass, you'll have to raise the temperature up to 1,500 degrees and then allow that to cool at such a slow rate that you'll have to have material that'll be able to sustain the temperatures that it'll be working through. So after I make that mold, I'll steam the wax out, which will leave the negative of that object in the mold. So this is called Rows of Wings. It's basically inspired by natural elements such as flowers and obviously birds. On this end, I've created wings in the shape of a rose, and then on the opposite side is three bird heads. And I guess the way this object works is you can sit it upside down this way, and you can still see the heads, or you can place it this way so that the heads are the primary focus. But I think what's really important about this piece is, how the material makes the details come out. And, glass itself is very fragile, along with everything about nature that I see in this piece. So, it's very formal, but I don't know, it was definitely a very investigative process because of how thin the wings are. And recently, this piece went to a show in Ohio, and it was juried by a very successful glass artist, so it was really nice. And I don't know, it was exciting. So, blah, blah.